What should the pace of your tennis service routine be like? Hi, I'm Dr. Patrick Cohn, mental performance coach at peaksports.com. Today I'm going to talk about the different options you have for the pacing of your service routine. You're watching the Tennis Psychology Podcast. So I get this question a lot about the pace of the routine. Dr. Cohn, should I have a very quick routine or should my routine be more deliberate? If you have a deliberate routine, you're more like Djokovic, who bounces the ball 10 or 12 times before every service. Or if you have a quick routine, you're more someone like Roger Federer, who stands up there and can whip through a service game in about a minute or less. It's something to watch, isn't it? In any event, it's going to be specific to your type of personality and what you like. Because number one, you never want to feel rushed out there, like you're rushing to get something done. That just creates anxiety and worry. On the other hand, you don't want to take too much time where you're overthinking it to yourself and you're overanalyzing what's going on. You're overanalyzing your points, your strategy, and what you're going to do on the next serve. So there has to be a happy medium. But my recommendation is you have to find something where you can plan and program. And remember, we talked about let go of the last point, plan, program for the next serve, get up to the line, do your ball bounce, and then obviously go into your service motion with your ball toss. So most people find that a quicker routine for them helps them not overthink and overanalyze. So you want to try that, but at the same time, you don't want to be rushing. When you're rushing, the decision-making gets thrown out the window. That means you just step up to the line and you hit your serve. There's not a lot of intention there. So you certainly want a positive intention. In order to have a positive intention, you have to think about what you're going to do with the serve. Now, all this can be happening while you're bouncing the ball a couple of times on the line. Certainly, you can combine those tasks of ball bouncing, having a positive intention of where you want to go with the ball. I'm going to go out wide with my slice serve, and I'm seeing it in my mind. I'm ready to go. So how long did that take? That took maybe 2 or 3 seconds. So if you want to do a quick pace routine, that's great as long as you feel like you're not rushing and as long as you have a positive intention and you know what you're doing with the ball and the type of serve you're going to hit. For more deliberate folks, like Djokovic, right? We could put Nadal in that category as well. If you're more deliberate, then you're going to take your time in between points, letting go of the last point, going and toweling off, separating the last point from the next point, making sure before you get to the line that you know what's working in your mind. You have a strategy. You have that specific target in mind. You have the type of serve. Then when you step up there, you're on autopilot. Bounce the ball a couple of times, ball toss, and go. So all the decision-making comes really prior to the execution of the serve, or maybe even prior to stepping up to the line. There's some players that like to think about what they're going to do prior to getting on the line for their ball bounce. So those would be players that are a little bit more deliberate and slow. The downside of that, once again, is thinking too much, overanalyzing, thinking too much about technique, thinking too much about strategy, thinking too much about what happened on the last point. So be mindful of the overthinking and overanalysis if you like to take a lot of time in your service routine. And obviously, return serve, you're held to the pace of the server, so you're going to have to figure that out. If the server's going fast, then you need a really quick routine to get ready, or if the server's taking longer than you like, then you're going to need to occupy your mind so you don't get frustrated with that slow service routine. Hope that was helpful. Jump over to sportspsychologytennis.com if you want more information about mental training for tennis, or you want to watch more videos, read articles, listen to podcasts. Also, our podcast is on all the major platforms, Apple Podcasts and Spotify, and anywhere you like to listen to your podcast. So you can jump over to your favorite platform and search for the Tennis Psychology Podcast. Thanks for watching.